Zepper and get her going.
All right, folks. Here we is.
Here we are.
Welcome to our live cook.
Yes, sir.
So
Been looking forward to this one.
I agree.
It was kind of one of those. It was, what are we going to do? I don't know. Something will hit me,
Yep.
and then I had set up to do a turkey cook today a week ago.
Okay.
So I had it in my head. I was going to do this turkey, like smoked turkey video on the Weber kettle, and get it ready for Thanksgiving. And so I'd already had that ahead. And then when we decided this, I was like, all right, cool.
Be a good opportunity for it, right?
But the issue I ran into was I didn't have a ride. The girls had the car. So what do I got in the pantry? And I got to tell you what, I'm looking forward to this. We were down at Edisto, and there's a market there. It's like kind of like a farmer's market.
Yep.
And it's called King's Market. And they had this gumbo, and I was like, ooh, it's everything in it except for the meat.
Right.
You add your meat, your fish, whatever you want to add to it, heat it up, serve it over rice, which I have. I really like these. They're not everybody's cup of tea, but I like these.
I like them. I prepare them a certain way so that they're I dry it out pretty good before I use it.
Yep. And then I thought I had some andouille left from Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
I had one of those horseshoe Eckrich farms, I think it is. But I got the andouille, and I thought I had some left, but Cub got a hold of it.
Oh.
So I've got some diced ham that I had in there.
Hey, that'll work.
And the star of the show.
The turkey.
Smoked turkey from this afternoon. I got up early just to cook this thing, and let me tell you what.
Tell everybody how you did it and where they can watch you did a video on it. No.
So I did it on the Weber kettle. And in case anybody hasn't checked it out, I have changed the setup. So my Weber kettle, I had the Bro and Sear in there, which is like a knockoff Slow and Sear, for about 4 years. And then I changed and went to a big basket with a pizza pan as a diverter.
Uh-huh.
So then it's kind of like the drum smoker then.
Right.
So all your heat comes up and around. And I raised the grate. So I got these grate risers so my grate goes up higher. So anyway, so I spatchcocked the turkey, put a little Uncle Steve's West Coast shake on there. That is my go-to for turkey. I'm telling you, love it.
I hear you.
That Tex-Mex with a punch of citrus, and I think it just pairs really well with turkey.
I bet it does.
And then just use cowboy lump charcoal, and that was it. No wood, just that. I think it was like 2.5 hours, and we were at 165. Video will be coming. Yeah, I mean, it just cruised. It was great.
Yeah.
Video be coming up next week, maybe.
Okay.
Probably next week.
All right.
I'm working on the 2-camera setup. So you have like one shot here and then another shot from another angle. And then my problem before was how do I get the two to marry together?
Right.
So I figured out how to do that because I use cell phones. I use a laptop for the lives, but on my videos I use cell phones. So
right.
My nephew showed me how to do this thing called Samsung Smart Switch, and that's how I can move files around,
right,
put it together in my software, which is on my phone. What's up, Tom?
Hey, Tom. Oh, and Charlie's here.
Hey, Charlie. How you doing, Charlie? And so anyway, that'll be coming up probably next week on my Smoking Bears channel.
Excellent.
Yep.
So What I'm going to do is I have canned turkey, and it's turkey and sea salt. So you got the juices from the turkey only and sea salt. And it's fully cooked already. And I've got to go along with the canned thing, green beans. And I'm going to make dressing.
Mmm.
And I'm going to use cauliflower mash. And I had some frozen cauliflower in the freezer, and I got it cooked up, and I whizzed it up and all. And I knew the cooking process would take too long for this, but it doesn't involve any effort. I mean, it's just it's just length of time. So I cooked it and whizzed it up because you can prepare it in nothing flat. And I'm gonna see what I can do with it. See if it'll come out and actually look a little bit like dressing in some way or another. But we got. Let's see.
No, Tom, it's not rice.
It's not rice. Yeah.
It's riced cauliflower.
And we got Scotty here and Rick Wynn.
Rick Wynn 96. All right, so I lost everybody.
Uh-oh.
I got this pop-up that keeps coming up, and I lost everybody. But there we are. MBL, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, buddy.
So, I'm going to do my little cast iron shout out, just because I've got number 6 Wagner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. Y'all can see that. There we go. Wagner sitting up. Little number 6, because I only need a little bit, a little pan to heat this up.
Right.
And then, so the girls, I had bought them each a 2-quart Dutch oven.
Okay.
So this one's actually Pay's, and she's not here, so that's why I'm using this to keep it in rotation. So just a large 2-quart Dutch oven.
There you go.
That I'm going to use for my gumbo. So, what are you cooking on?
It's going to be the oven and the stove, the regular oven and stove, and I'm going to make a gravy to go with this, turkey gravy. Okay. So I'm going to hope for the best.
Chicken sausage gumbo with rice. So Charlie, I was looking up last night what they call a chicken ball, and it's a chicken rice dish. So I will be making rice at some point coming up. Kind of looking at some traditional South Carolina dishes like chicken bog, was a parlou, and then the hash. I got about 3 different recipes for a barbecue hash that I want to try. So
yeah,
got some stuff coming up in the works. How soon I get there, I don't know, but stuff I'd like to see me do. So
ought to be good.
That's what I'm thinking. And I'm kind of thinking I might start doing like go to the restaurants, a couple barbecue spots local, and either get stuff to go and come home and try it, or to do it in the restaurant, maybe awkward being all the background noise. All depends. But thinking about doing something like that.
Yeah.
So I have to do it without the wife because she pretty much hates everything. Except for what I cook because I've got her spoiled.
Yeah.
So that happens.
I understand.
Jiffy, what's going on, buddy? Coming to us from Cumming, Georgia. We were in Noonan last weekend. There she goes. All right. You ready to start the fire, Mike?
Let's do it.
Okay. So yeah, we were in Newton, Georgia,
Oh,
down
yeah.
at my cousin's place. Great time down there. Great time. We got some. There was a local. We went to a farmer's market, and there was a barbecue guy there, and kind of it was his stand, but he had like a young lady working it, and got with her a bit, and we tried it out. Got some pulled pork and some chicken. Really, really good. Called Pinks.
Oh.
I don't know if you
What?
Pinks.
Pinks.
Yep, he's a
Okay.
if you look him up on Instagram, you'll see the pictures and stuff.
Yeah.
He does mainly catering and farmers markets. So I was like, ooh, pretty good, pretty good.
I agree. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, he had brisket, but I wouldn't pay him brisket price.
No.
Not on a like a weekend, you know.
Oh, you're gonna be higher on weekends than you are during the week.
It was $27 a pound.
Woo! Man.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I think I'll wait.
I can get it around here for about already cooked for about 21 a pound.
Okay.
Some places. You know, it's pretty good.
I'm real sure that it's worth it, but
you know, when you can't cook it yourself, it's, you know, why not?
Well, I was wanting to try his stuff, but I didn't want to spend $100 trying all the different meats. So I was like, well, let me just get some. And we were making sheet pan nachos.
Okay.
So it was kind of one of those. We weren't going to, you weren't traditionally going to eat it in a traditional way.
Right.
So. But yeah, it was really good.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. And that's what got me thinking about maybe doing some, checking out some different places and seeing what's other barbecue spots around the area.
Right.
I go to them, but I haven't done any kind of review or anything, so that might be kind of fun.
That's what I forgot to do.
Brisket covered in gold. What?
Woo.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's the price.
Yeah.
The price that they had. I forgot to make this stuff where y'all could see. Sorry about that.
Was it covered in gold? I'm sorry. My dyslexia.
I'm going to add some cheese as a thickener in this. I know typically it's not in dressing, but I'm not making a typical dressing either. So what the heck? So, and I've got some thyme. You got the thyme? Yeah, I got the thyme. There it is, right there.
613.
Yes.
Oh. So Charlie says start a catering business. That we had looked into that quite hard there for a little while. Thinking of catering, food truck. It's not what I want to do now. Like, and it's funny, but it's not funny. It's like kind of like one of those. So before all my diagnosis and all my stuff, I really wanted a food truck. I wanted catering. I was all about it.
Right.
Now, I just want to cook for fun.
Right.
Like I don't want to do the big cooks, and I'm just like downsizing the cookers that I have. Like I'm thinking about that. Like I don't know. It's just weird how that kind of stuff changes after you have a big ordeal. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Oh, and here's sage. I got ground sage.
So, Mike, I'm going to scoot this. I'm going to cut this camera back out so people can see what you're doing.
Not dried sage.
There you go.
Not ground sage, but dried sage.
Oops. I'm on.
And I didn't have to go to the store for any of this. I already had it all.
Hit the wrong button. There.
Now, these canned meats from Keystone, I did one with ground beef, and I'm here to tell you it was really good. And it's just the meat and the juices. That's it.
Yeah, I remember you did the ground beef one. And I didn't even think about that when we were talking about doing this can challenge.
Right.
I had went to canned turkey spam. Like I was thinking, oh, we could do something like that, but
yeah. Well, hey, I look at it this way, whatever works, right?
Right.
Now, I'm going to add in some peppers and whatnot like that, and I'm going to do it in the form of pickle de gallo.
Okay.
And it's got peppers and onions and so forth, and it's I got it at Aldi back, I don't know, a week or two ago. It wasn't in anticipation of this. I didn't have to go to the store for anything on this. But that's it right there, pickle de gallo. And I'm here to tell you, if you got an Aldi and they sell it's in the deli section, it's really good.
Oh. Chow chow. You a fan of chow chow?
Yes, I am.
So we went down to the farmer's market here in town. There was a lady, she was, boasting about her chow chow. She's got two versions, hot and not hot. And so I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Well, let me, she had samples. And that jarred Vidalia onions?
Yeah.
Her chow chow tasted exactly like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I bought me a thing, and I'm here to tell you, it didn't last a week. It was so good you could eat it with a spoon.
I'm just seasoning it up until it feels right. Y'all season as you want.
Till your ancestors say, whoa.
Yep, that's right.
Are you getting in the Thanksgiving mood now or no?
I am, and I've got to coordinate it all because everybody's coming to my house.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And it's going to be a 2 event thing. I'm also going to get decorated for Christmas so that I can have the lights up at Thanksgiving because Paige loves Christmas stuff up.
Okay.
And if I can make my baby happy, that's what I do.
Okay.
All right.
Well, we were just talking about Thanksgiving. So while I was at Noonan, my back home, my one aunt made turkey and noodles every year.
Yeah.
One year she didn't make it because she had pneumonia or something, or she was sick, and we just about kicked her out to dinner.
Oh.
Because she didn't make it. So, and she makes the noodles by hand. So they're scratch-made noodles.
Oh wow,
And
that's effort there.
oh, it's a lot because she makes a lot. And my cousin knew. She said, "Hey, do you remember Aunt so and so's noodles?" I said, "Yes." She goes, she had a store brand that we got it at Kroger, and she said, "This is the closest I've came to her noodles without it being her noodles."
Huh.
And I was like, "All right, all right." So I said, "Ironically, I have a turkey cook coming up, so that will be coming up this week also with some turkey and noodles." And that's one of those dishes that you could go to Thanksgiving dinner and have, we could have or not have so much stuff.
Right.
We didn't have these two turkey and noodles. We were going to riot.
That's funny.
Like, you could not have the turkey, like the main dinner turkey.
Uh-huh.
Because nobody, I mean, people ate it, but that wasn't what they went for. You went for these turkey and noodles. So it was good to see. So I got that coming up to see how close it is to hers.
All right.
But so what's one dish aside from the turkey that if you don't have, you might as well not even have a dinner?
Squash casserole.
Okay.
My grandkids, they hate squash casserole, but they love my squash casserole.
Okay.
And I do it a keto version. And they're eating a keto version, and they don't care because they say this tastes good. I got one granddaughter says, if you ever don't make that, I'm not coming.
So what about it makes it keto?
I use, I don't put any kind of crackers in it or anything like that. I do pork rinds on top. I do mayo and cottage cheese, not cottage cheese, sour cream, and I spice it up. So it's heavy on the fat, but but you're getting that vegetable from the squash, and I season it up, and it just makes it really creamy.
Okay.
I mean, super creamy, super creamy. I got to get an egg.
Do you make a like a heavy whipped cream cheese sauce?
A cheese sauce? No, no. I do put cheese in it, but it does. It's not a cheese sauce. It's I just shred cheese and put it in there. And between that and the sour cream and the the mayo, it just gets really, really creamy.
Okay, so you're creaming and thickening agents, mayo and Dukes, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and sour cream. I went blue for a minute.
Yep. Let me get an egg.
Okay. So squash casserole, that sounds awesome. We go to there's a barbecue spot not too far from here that the wife actually likes, and it's called Blue Smokehouse, and it's up in Fort Mill if anybody's around our area, and they have a squash casserole that is just mwah. So
Yes, I should have beaten the egg before putting it in there, but I didn't.
So do you have to like slice the squash?
No, you can spoon it out. You can spoon it out.
Okay. Do you have to dry it at all?
The squash, you cook the squash ahead of time and drain it and get it good and dry. and then mix it in.
Okay.
And you can make it with frozen squash if you want. It's fine. And I
Okay.
get the squash at Ingles that they have it where they slice it and freeze it right then, and it's still whole pieces, and it's really good. So you could do that, or you can buy the fresh squash. I've done it both ways according to what I had time for.
Right. So another kind of odd question because it just hit me that one year, several years ago, we got to thinking about one of my aunts who passed away. And in case anybody don't know, I come from a pretty big family. There was 13 grandkids on one side of the family and 11 on the other.
Wow.
So pretty big. What's going on, Terry?
Hey,
And
Terry.
anyway, so one of my aunts, she passed away back in like 04, 05. But anyway, she used to make this corn casserole.
Oh, yeah. I love corn casserole.
And nobody knew the recipe. Finally, one of my cousins had one that was very similar. And we made it, and I'm telling you what, it transported you back. I mean, we're talking 19 years now. I mean, it just took you right back. So, what kind of dishes are like that for you and your family?
My mama made a great dressing, and my sister, she said, I, my mother was from Australia, so dressing was not something that she was used to making, and she picked up the recipe from some of my daddy's sisters, and also it got uh, that was how she was able to learn how to make it, and cornbread, that kind of thing. She made her own cornbread,
Mm,
regular cornbread, and she, my sister tried to make it, and it turned out real good. And then one year there's a lady, she was involved in the school system, and there was a lady, one of the cafeteria ladies, makes dressing and sells it, makes dressing and sells it. And she said, she didn't tell us that's what she did. And we took a bite of it, and it tasted just like my mother's.
okay.
And, which, it was just that she had, the lady was following her recipe, this typical Southern recipe for dressing. And I know it's not stuffing, it's dressing. That was what it was for us.
Okay.
And, because for those that don't know, there is a difference. You put the stuffing in the bird, and then you do. You put you make the dressing like I'm doing with this, and cook it separate.
Right. The stuffing is what they put inside the bird
Right.
to collect all the juices
Right.
while it's cooking.
Right. And that's what. And you got to get it up to temperature, or you're pretty much screwed if you don't.
So to do that, I mean, I'm just kind of conversation sake.
Mm-hmm.
That you would have to cook your turkey up to your 165 in the breast, 175ish in your thigh pit.
Yep.
Pull the bird out, clean out the inside to finish cooking the dressing, right?
Yep. That's right.
Okay. That seems like a lot of work.
It can be.
Where if you're not going for the Norman Rockwell picture where everything is all great or put out there nice, you could, as a barbecue guy, spatchcock your turkey, get a 9x13 pan of your stuffing, put a cook rack or a cooling rack on top of that, and then your spatchcock turkey. So then your drippings still get into your stuffing, and you can. They should finish about the same time, I think.
Yeah.
I personally, we always use stovetop. Mom was a stovetop stuff, and that was her secret. Um, she wasn't the one tasked to bring dressing to any meal.
Okay.
Her task was cheesy taters, which was like just diced taters, cheese casserole. She would take 2 pans of that every Thanksgiving, and sometimes a cherry delight, which is so good. And just thinking about it, my sugar just went up.
I bet.
My one daughter, when we were talking about this recipe, and my dad said, "Oh well, you've got the recipe," and I said, "Yeah, it's in this church cookbook that Mom and Dad went to the church. They added recipes to the cookbook, and they sold the cookbook as a fundraiser.
Oh,
For
good.
I think it was for the youth program or something." Well, my daughter was like, "All these years you've had this cookbook and never told me." I said, "Hey, you never asked." So, for breast meat, I do 150 for breast meat, chicken or turkey. Oh, okay. You do 150 degrees. Wow. Is that because you're planning on the reheat to finish it off, or that the carryover is going to get there?
Oh, good question.
Because I will take the chicken breast or the turkey breast up to 160, because that carryover will hit 165 or 168 depending on how hot I was cooking to begin with.
Right.
If I'm cooking at 350, something like that, it's going to, the carryover in my mind goes a little longer. So it would carry over to 168, where if I'm cooking at 250, it'll carry over to 163, 165.
Okay.
That's in my mind, but we've talked about how I'm all scrambled up upstairs anyway. So guidelines meant for people who don't know how to cook. Okay. So Cub was just telling me that a friend of hers decided to make beef stew for the first time in an Instapot.
Uh-huh.
Messed it up so bad she couldn't eat it. She said it took me an hour to eat one piece of beef because it was so not good.
Oh, wow.
And as I was like, "Well, how did they do it?" And she was like telling me, and I was like, "Oh." There was a lot of salad dressings that went in it. It was way overcooked. It was just not good from what she was telling me.
Salad dressing in a stew?
This girl had no idea what she was doing. I love the girl. I really do. She's a nice kid. Didn't know what she was doing, was just kind of winging it. And, they were tipping a few,
Oh, yeah.
So,
Imbibing.
yeah.
The adult beverages is.
Sometimes it's not a good idea.
No, when it affects how well you're going to cook and what you're going to do, that ain't a good thing.
Okay.
It's like I used to hunt regular, and anytime I went hunting, and I'd go to hunt clubs. When I got there, somebody broke out alcohol. I left. I didn't care what time it was. And they said, "Why are you leaving?" I said, "Alcohol and firearms, man. I ain't a part of it."
Yeah. Yep. I agree, Terry. It's time in 2 minutes at 150. Safe and juicy. Okay.
I can live with that.
Bat 13, what's going on, buddy?
That
So, Mike, I did a cook the other day on beer brats.
Yeah, I saw that. I got to go in and watch it. I saw it on there when I was going through when I was setting up. I checked on the YouTube stuff
Yeah.
while I was setting up the stream on StreamYard for today, and I saw it and I said, "Oh, I got to look at that."
So I'm finding that if I talk about it on a show, somebody goes ahead and does it. And if I don't do it when I'm thinking about it, somebody else gets it. So what's up, Honey Badger? Case in point, beer brats. Tom Horseman did it like 2 days before. So I said to myself, I said, Self, I got brats. I just got this non-alcoholic Oktoberfest. Let me see what I can do. Well, then Tom puts out his before I can make mine. I was like, daggone it. Now I got to go different. I did it on the Vortex.
Okay.
So I got my Lodge 4-way out, little lid stand, put it over top of the Vortex and put my little cast iron pot on there with onions in it and some olive oil. Cooked them down while I was cooking the brats around the front.
Okay.
So you're getting the Vortex in a different way, was what I was trying to show. So I don't know how well it came across that it's just something different, but it turned out amazing. There wasn't any left. But it's getting more intriguing trying to do a cook, but do it differently than somebody else that's already done it.
Right. Yeah, that is hard.
So some of the guys might remember I was talking about doing a Dr. Pepper Sloppy Joe. Came across this recipe months and months and months and months ago. So I haven't done it yet because the wife kind of gave me some dirty looks and Rusty gave me dirty looks, so I hadn't done it yet. And lo and behold, the Wall twins, of all people, do it. Like, come on, man.
I can't win.
Yeah. I'm not sure.
Just letting this gravy reduce while the turkey's in it, giving it more seasoning in the turkey and in the gravy. You know, letting the gravy get the stuff from the turkey. Getting it just to reduce a little bit.
So Charlie made a Vortex. That's just a stainless steel mixing bowl with the bottom cut out. When I bought the Stoke grill years and years and years ago, it came with the Vortex in it. And that was before the whole Vortex popularity took off. And that's the only time I use it when I use that Stoke grill. Stephen and Jacqueline, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Stephen.
Let's see. Yep, so Honey Badger. Also, Honey Badger, which is short for James.
Let me check on my dressing.
Nice. So I got to thinking, I was like, I need to stop saying what I'm going to do until after I do it. Because if I say that I'm going to do it, I end up not doing it or keep putting it off because I get dirty looks or the comments from the wife or Rusty or somebody. So Anyway, so I put off this whatchamacallit, brain fart, the sloppy Joe, the Dr. Pepper sloppy Joe, because everybody said it was going to be nasty, and I was like, well, I would probably eat it, but that's all that matters. So it'll be a later on cook. Then
Yeah.
we'll do it, and I was like, "Heck on it." So
I hear you.
so I'm sure you run into that where you go to do a cook, and then you find somebody else already done it. How do you do it different?
It's almost there.
She's
Yeah, I've
thinking,
run into that. Where you got something planned and they do it, and so I just try to do I just change it up a little bit and make it mine.
yeah,
So people can see a very, another way of doing it.
and that's where I try to, I'm trying to show something different, but I don't know. It was mighty tasty though, that beer broth video. For whatever reason, I don't know if it was the beer, the kind that I got, the non-alcoholic, but it didn't have a whole lot of beer flavor.
Yeah, it could be the non-alcoholic beer.
So
it is. I mean, beer's water, but that's really water.
yeah, and I was the one that I was going to use. The wife had gotten a pumpkin ale and didn't like it, but she ended up pounding it off to somebody else, and they didn't like it either. So, but they drank it. So when I went to go get it, I was like, "Where's this at?" And they're like, "Been gone a long time."
I think that would have been really good.
I would have enjoyed it, but so then we were somewhere, and it was a local place, and I went to buy another one, and she's like, "Oh no, don't you touch that." I was like, "But I want it." She goes, "Nope. Woman, tell her. Killing my mojo."
It's like I had a chocolate video that I was working on using cottage cheese, and
Okay.
Jason did just Jason Keto. He did a video trying to make a chocolate. He's a chocolate king, and he did it with cottage cheese, and it didn't quite turn out. And I said, "Dang, you beat me to it." Well, let me see if I can figure out what I can do to make it where it does work. Because he said, I told him that I was planning on it. He said, "Hey, go for it. You make it work. We're good,
Yeah. Life's magical journey. How are you doing?
Hey, life.
Steven made some Oklahoma burgers.
Ooh, yeah.
Nice. So let's see, what else? What other staples does like family bring to your dinner?
Well, my daughter does green bean casserole and sweet potatoes.
Green bean casserole and sweet taters.
Right. And she does a real good job with them. This year, I'm going to, my oldest granddaughter, she makes a cheese sauce that's just absolutely amazing. So she's going to I'm going to have her do some mac and cheese because she can make an unbelievable mac and cheese. Because that cheese sauce she's got is just delicious. She's got it down to an art.
Does she use pimento cheese?
No, she uses shredded cheddar, and she knows the exact amount of cream to put in, all that stuff.
Okay. I had just made one a couple weeks ago, and I used pimento cheese along with the shredded.
Uh-huh.
Mwah! Downright awesome. Gave it that creaminess and that sweet goodness. Mm-mm-mm. But mac and cheese is one of those that you can make 100 different ways, and
Exactly.
and it's always different. It's never the same. It can never be the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right.
You just keep making it, making it, making it, and
And
even
I
when you
asked
try
her,
to do it the same.
what quantities do you put in? She said, I just eyeball it.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah. She said, I do it until it looks right. And I said, I have taught you well. She said, this is where I got it. Let me see how this is looking now. That is there. Can you see that back of that spoon? That's there.
Yes, sir.
That
Troy,
is it.
what's going on, buddy? Well, I'm just about plated here.
I could plate if my dressing's done. It's close. The green beans and the turkey and all the gravy is ready.
Okay. What y'all think of that?
Ooh, that looks good. That looks real good. Let me see what my dressing looks like.
And I was going to ask Miss Page which plate, but I already knew.
Yep.
So, do you have a special crock pot or like cooking vessel for certain dishes for Thanksgiving?
Not well. Not usually. Um, I usually use disposable pans for the dressing because I make the dressing and I follow the recipe that I came up eating because none of the church lunchroom ladies around here make it like they did for my sister. So I do that, and so yeah, I don't have a special thing. The only reason I do that is because of that larger quantity. I got to make two of them because we got a bunch of people here, and I got to cook it for a while, and so to get it to set, and I just don't want to have to wash pans and all that on Thanksgiving, so I do the disposable pan.
Right. So one time we went up to a friend of ours, and she started hosting Thanksgiving for us. So because we're in the South, all my family's up north, and so I go over there, and her husband says, "Hey, you're cooking the turkey," and I took a drum up, and I was smoking the turkey, not a problem. Had everything. He said, "Here's my Weber 18-inch WSM." Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to smoke a duck. A what?
Duck. I love duck.
Okay. That was the first time I'd ever smoked a duck.
Oh.
5 years later, his dad still talks about that duck.
Hey, duck.
His dad had worked in a restaurants, high-end kitchens, and catering, and still raved about the duck that I cooked.
Man.
And I said, that's the first one I'd ever done. But
that's high praise.
it was one of those, man. You show up and you're like, hey, here's a duck. What am I supposed to do with this? So I treated it like a chicken. Put a water, like, he only had the second level. He didn't have the top rack, cook rack.
Uh-huh.
So I had it right over the water pan. I did a dry brine. Well, there's a whole thing on brine, dry brine. But anyway, I did a dry brine. I rinsed it all off and then seasoned it really well with my buddy Carrie's at Southern Links Barbecue. his rubs and smoked it like I would a chicken. Go set it right on top of that water pan, and mwah, they loved it.
Well, hey, you know, you got to pull it out at the right time because you can dry a duck out in a heartbeat.
Yeah, we ended up pulling it, and they ended up making like pulled duck sandwiches later.
There you go.
Did it good.
If you take like duck breast and you're going to cook it, you need to let it, cook it about medium. Because if you do any more than that, it's going to be overdone.
Well, I ran it up to about a 165 in the breast, and the thighs were. And I guess I didn't really know this, but nobody eats the dark meat, the legs. And they were still raving about they've never had the dark meat on a duck as juicy as that was.
That's the dressing.
That looks mighty tasty. Charlie, I've never done a goose.
I've never done one either. I've been goosed.
Portable Thanksgiving. Yeah. So it was one of those. The reason why I asked about the certain dishes is my wife was hosting Thanksgiving because her family, her sister and them were coming in, and they were trying to make everything that they grew up with, like they had a huge spread. So they were trying to make everything to recreate one of their Thanksgiving meals they had as a kid. All right, whatever. Well, I couldn't smoke the turkey. They had to do it in the oven because that's how their grandma did it, how their mom did it, whatever. But we had to get a certain roaster pan for it. Mm-hmm. We had to get a certain crock pot for this, crock pot for that. And it wasn't like a certain name brand or anything, but it was just you had to have crock pots for this, and this. And then you do your dressing. You have this kind of dressing, and then you have oyster dressing. And you don't mix the two. It was kind of crazy because I was like, she's never used that turkey roaster since then.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. In fact, she doesn't know it, but I got rid of it. So, but it was one of those, it was like she had remembered having it in this silver roaster, and that's what she had to have.
Oh, wow. That's,
so,
yeah. All right.
We got 3 crock pots, and really the only time that I use the crock pots now is when I'm making broth.
Okay.
Maybe a chili or a soup, but our treasured home, how you doing?
Hey, Nancy. Troy.
Medium rare for most duck, 165 was insane. I didn't know what I was doing, and all that. I mean, it rendered. It was juicy and cooked through and good. And like I said, his dad was like, "Man, I've cooked duck in every way possible, and never had one like this." And this was 5 years later. He's got dementia, and he's still talking about this duck every time he sees me. So, hey, Miss Paige.
Hi.
Let me make you bigger. There you go.
Yeah.
I didn't ask because I knew what you would say.
What?
That's which plate?
Oh,
I knew you'd say a blue plate. That way you could see the not rice.
The riced cauliflower. Is Tom still in here?
Yep.
It ain't rice.
It ain't rice. It's cauliflower. And my bag says riced cauliflower.
Okay, what is this? Right here?
That's the cauliflower mash dressing.
Mmm. Very good.
Good. I like that.
Delicious. What is this?
That is turkey and gravy.
Turkey and gravy. Oh, are we doing Thanksgiving?
That's a canned dinner using turkey. So I decided to make a Thanksgiving dinner from canned goods.
Wow.
Mm. Good.
Very good.
And that's the green beans.
Thank you. This is mine.
Yes, that's yours. That's yours.
I get the whole plate.
You get the whole plate.
Yay!
She likes it.
I love it.
She likes it. She really likes it.
I
She,
love
yeah,
it.
she
I
loves
love it. I want some more of it.
You got to eat that first.
Oh,
You
okay.
gotta-
Okay.
But you know you can have more. All righty. I was pleased with how that turned out. And I just made that dressing in my head. I didn't.
Well, that's good.
Maybe you're honest.
Yeah,
Maybe you're onto some keto dressing.
yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, it's not that hard to make.
Thank you, Bat.
Thanks, Pat. All right.
Yeah. Mine's, great. Love it. I'm going to probably eat this whole thing and then be sick tonight.
Yeah, there you go. Now I know that the dressing that I made, it's not formed up like you have regular dressing, but it's a cauliflower mash. You're never going to get it to form up like that.
Yeah.
And so, that's why I'm looking for the flavor to remind me of dressing.
What if you add pork rind crumbs to it
That's a good idea. That might help firm it up. Yeah.
help give it some body?
Yeah. Ooh,
You
I
know,
got to try that.
Grind them so they're like really super fine.
Uh-huh.
Not like an almond flour, but because I don't know if you can get it that fine. But
Yeah, that's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to get it that fine.
right.
That might firm it up because they'll absorb the liquid from the cauliflower.
Yeah.
And you'll get a better flavor from it too.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah, I got to try that. With the leftovers, and we'll have leftovers here, I will. Alexa has decided she's going to talk. Oh, Lordy, and it's just bizarre what she's saying. She's talking about which Chris do you like better? And it's Chris Pratt or Chris Hemsworth. Oh, Lordy.
With Chris Hemsworth.
And Chris Hemsworth won. Or.
I didn't realize I could do that.
Wow, that's a new one. Well, we did it in under an hour, folks. Now,
Mine was just reheat, so
yeah. Now, without the talking and all, at the beginning, like we do, I could have cooked the cauliflower and mashed it in the hour time span.
yeah.
But I knew we would talk, and that was going to keep me from having to meet the hour in cooking. So I just went ahead and cooked it up and all because there's no effort to it. It's just cook time.
Right. The gravy didn't take that long at all.
Right, exactly. So, yep. So we're good.
You guys don't find duck to be gamey. Had it 3 times different places and thought it was gamey.
It didn't bother me. Well, I'm used to eating wild stuff, so it doesn't really bother me on the game.
Yeah, that time that I had it, I didn't find it gamey. It was greasier than dark meat chicken for me.
Yeah, it will do that.
So,
Duck fat that's got some fat in it. Ducks do. Duck does.
Yeah. But
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
man,
But I don't know. I've never thought about it being gamey. I'll be honest with you. I've just never really had it enter my mind as to being gamey. So that's a good question. That's a real good question. I don't know.
I'd only had it that one time, and it was just like a greasy dark meat chicken.
I mean, and it was duck I killed. I hunted it. I don't hunt them anymore. I don't hunt at all anymore, except for squirrel every now and then here when they want to try and get in the attic. I go squirrel hunting, and I take them out with a 22 rifle using the CB rounds, which is a low combustion round, and I put a piece of tape over the muzzle, and it sounds about like a BB gun going off.
Really?
Yeah. And no sights. It is strictly iron sights, not a scope. No
Okay.
scope. Because my uncle taught me how to shoot, and if I used a scope, he would come back from the dead and kick my butt.
Oh man. Well, Mike, I think we're good, buddy.
We are.
With yapping.
This is good stuff.
So
Hey,
I'll have to set some turkey aside. Huh?
You can't get this just anywhere.
No. So, are we doing turkey again next week?
Why not? Let's do
Okay.
something with it. Yeah. If you want to use the canned turkey again, go for. If you want to use turkey spam or whatever, turkey ground turkey, whatever.
Something turkey.
Yeah. Your choice of what kind.
Okay.
Turkey and whatever you want to make with it.
Something turkey.
Yep.
All right, we can do that.
I got some ideas.
I'll come up with something.
Because there was some things that I was going to do tonight, and I decided not to. So
I'd like to do this again, but I have to go down to Edisto to get the gumbo.
hold on, buddies. What's wrong, buddy? Oh, he's all right. He's okay. He just got something caught in his throat.
Oh,
He'll be all right. Dogs do that. Just let him. He's fine.
yeah, Troy. I'm finding there's a lot of things I wasn't raised on that I'm either liking, or I have to find a way to make it myself to like it.
Yeah.
Black-eyed peas is one of them.
See, I
If I
love
go somewhere, I wasn't raised on them, and if I go somewhere and order them, I don't like them. And there was a certain way that I made it with bacon, ham, rotel, and then it was good. Then I could eat them. Or I make them into like a sausage patty. It's a black bean, or it's a black-eyed pea burger,
Yep.
and I can eat them that way, like in a sandwich. But otherwise, black-eyed peas and my collard greens are not traditional Southern collard greens. But everybody that's tried them loves them.
There you go. That's all that matters.
They are a little sweeter than normal, and there's not a whole lot of liquid in them.
Well, I tell you what, when it comes to collards or any kind of green, I want it to. Thank you, life. I'll tell her when it comes, to a collard green especially, because it's got so much texture to it. I want it cooked really good.
Yeah.
I do not want to bite into it and be like I'm chewing an oak leaf.
Yep. And I got to take all the stems out.
You got that, especially that middle one. You
Yep.
can get by without the other ones coming out, but that middle one's got to come out.
Real big, thick one.
Yep.
Cordon bleu turkey.
Ooh. That is a good idea.
Turkey breast, ham, Swiss, rolled around in some sort of crumbs.
Yeah, and you can deconstructed cordon bleu turkey, where you do it like a casserole.
Cook it in layers.
Yeah, exactly.
So the one time, and I've been meaning to make a video on this, I did a cordon bleu stack. in my oven.
Ooh.
And I took, you know, the little hangers that they fry turkeys on.
Yeah.
I cut the top part off and ground it so it was to a point. And it's kind of like the Trompo King, but it was like more like the bear thing. And I took chicken thigh, big couple slices of ham, couple slices of Swiss, and stacked it up like that. Stuck it in the oven and baked it off. So then you cut it like shawarma style or al pastor style. You just cut it off, shave it off, and then you had a big mess. Really good.
Uh-huh.
The wife was not impressed.
All right, folks.
But
Declare
job.
it on.
very good job.
Yes,
That'll
indeed.
be a good one. Okay. So let's do this one for Steven. The cordon bleu turkey.
Okay.
Next week.
I can do that. A hot brown. There, yeah, hot brown. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we'll do that in 3 weeks. Not next week, the week after.
Week after, yeah.
Okay. So next week, we will do the turkey cordon bleu,
Okay.
and then we'll do the hot brown after that.
That'll work.
And then that should put us past Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And then
Or
we'll
close
figure
to
that
it.
out.
Yep. Which
So-
on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do a live.
Okay.
I'm gonna be busy cooking, prepping.
Yep, that's fine. So next, we'll do the turkey cordon bleu next week. Then we'll go from there.
Yep, I like it. Let's do
All
it.
right. All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching and listening to us ramble.
Yeah, I loved it. I'm glad y'all joined us.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully you
hope
enjoyed it as much as we did. Uncle Steve, what's going on, buddy? Yep. Yeah, you're a little late, but it's all right. You've been busy.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
All right. Well,
oh, man. Yeah, Steve.
on the Barbie. Whew. So, all right. Well, we will see you all next week. And remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun? Did it taste good? Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week.
Let's be careful out there.
And if it looks good, smells good, try it.
Yep.